Shock to the face. Bring the Phoenix back, and just for the lulz, let's copy this into Phoenix and show you it gains haste. Isn't that nice? And there come the other two. So, for Phoenix, have fun. Hello and welcome to another Magic Arena deck tech, and we are talking again about Izzet Phoenix. The deck got a few little upgrades with War of the Spark, so we are going to talk about those, as well as why Izzet Phoenix is so good in the metagame right now. Let's talk about the new stuff first. This would be Finale of Promise. You may cast up to one target instant card and or up to one target sorcery card from a graveyard, each with converted mana cost of X or less without paying their mana cost. If a card cast this way would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. And if X is 10 or more, copy each of those spells twice. So this is basically two spells in one card, which is exactly what the deck wants. Speaking about which, there are supposed to be two of those in here, but I didn't craft any. I'm going to take out one of those. Let's craft that right now and continue about this. The second piece is Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 color Servo artifact creature token, and -2. Target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature you control until end of turn, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. And targets for those would be most likely the Crackling Drake, which then would go over flying for lots of damage, as well as an Izzet Phoenix, 3/2 flying is better than 1/1 artifact, and also works in the defense a bit better, and it comes into play one turn sooner than the Mystic. Apart from that, nothing much has changed, except for the sideboard, where we now spot two Narset. Mostly against control, because our opponents can't draw more cards each turn. Also, Narset is by far the worst threat for this deck, since she won't allow us to cycle through a deck. Like Charted Course, bad. A Radical Idea, bad. Tormenting Voice, bad. Because we don't draw cards from them. So, yeah, going to have that in our sideboard as well. And apart from that, I think we don't want the hatchlings. But Nif Mizzet. Why? Can we get Nif in here? Yes. No. Sideboard and sideboard. Thank you very much. Can you? Okay, the X spells at the bottom. Sure, whatever. Apart from that, Izzet Phoenix, as I said, is in a good spot in the metagame right now. There's a lot of like Bund midrange is the thing. We do have lots of the Planeswalker decks in general, or rather lots of Planeswalkers, like in every deck. Every midrange deck has a few, every control deck has some more. There's the Jeskai deck that I showed last time, and all of those basically get wrecked by the Phoenix, because yeah, they just come in hasty with lots of damage and kill them without them being able to do anything. Also, lots of the other decks are going for rather slower and longer games, which is also nice because Phoenixes tend to win the game fast. So let's have a look how we work in the metagame right now. I'm expecting a few mono-red decks, which are fine as well and have always been, and are even better for Izzet Phoenix because of Saheeli and all the direct damage spells that we are playing. So let's see. Kirishi, this is a fine hand. We have Steam Vents and the Mountain, so Shock enabled, Discovery enabled, Radical Idea enabled. I'm going to play this. I was gonna say untapped, and I wanted to play it untapped, but misclick? Whoops. Could have shocked the elves, would have been nice. So what are we afraid of that comes in for 3 mana? I don't think there's very much going to go with the... Ooh. Let's put that away and take Saheeli. Let's see what we have there. What are you going to cast for 3 now? Is it a mono green or is it Gruul? I'm not sure. There's a... Oh, Thorn Lieutenant. So this is most likely the mono green Tron deck, I guess. Going to shock this and then keep the Radical Idea open. Saheli wouldn't be that good of a play because he could deal 3 damage to her, and then next turn I want to play the Crackling Drake and not all of the spells. And we can slow the game down because I am expecting Nissa sometime in the next 2 turns. Let's Radical Idea and have a look. Another Crackling Drake, isn't that nice? Okay, let's go. Crackling Drake numero uno. 4/4 right now, and found another Opt, which is nice because that gives us another spell to cast with Saheli on the board. After we played the second Drake, of course. So what are you doing? A Gruul Spellbreaker, most likely with yeah, counter on it. That was to be expected. We do have 2 Lava Calls, so that's nice. Okay, let's see, what can we do? Do we want to play the Phoenix? Does that sound good? I think it does sound good because right now it's basically a race, I guess. So we are going to start with Opt. Let's see if we can find Charter Course or something. Okay, we couldn't. Radical Idea. Away goes the Phoenix. And then another Radical Idea because Shock won't be useful anyway. And attack for 9. And next turn we can play a few more spells and then go for the win unless they have some form of removal or some other big stuff. Domri would help because he would be able to let the Gruul... Speaking of the devil, so I guess Spellbreaker is going to fight against the Crackling Drake because the Phoenix will just come back. I guess. Okay. Attacking first, I can't block anyway. Yeah, makes sense because then he can fight them without wasting the damage. You don't want to target the Phoenix. If you target the Phoenix, you are dead. Yes. That's right. Okay. The next... Ooh, can we win? 2, 3, 5, 8. Okay, we can't win. So I guess he doesn't have haste. So let's play this slowly and attack. Say, no. Domri. And let's see what he's going to do. We have Radical Ideas, so we can put that into the graveyard right away. We have Shock, and this will of course give us a servo to block this one, who doesn't have Trample. Lucky enough. Okay. He doesn't have the mana, does he? So I guess we can take 2. Because that allows us to play the Drake and then copy the servo. Raptor, okay. Fine by me. And Radical Idea. So how do we win now? Oh, we win by we win by Phoenix, of course. And Shock to the face, bring the Phoenix back, and just for the lulz, let's copy this into Phoenix and show you it gains haste. Isn't that nice? And there come the other two. So for Phoenix, have fun, go in for 12. Could have gotten even more if we went with the copied Crackling Drake, but would have had to use the servo that didn't have Summoning Sickness. So let's go for another game. And I think that showed very good how this deck works against Planeswalkers, because yes, he was able to trade his Spellbreaker against our Crackling Drake with Domri, but after that there wasn't much he could do against the Phoenix, because lots of decks aren't playing stuff that works against the Phoenix, or rather that isn't endangered by the Phoenix. So what I mean by saying that is that Izzet Phoenix isn't necessarily a tier 1 deck in a vacuum, but it certainly is a very good deck in the meta right now, because it works against what most people are playing, and that's something not many people are looking at. And another option, no thank you. So the question is, what are we doing? Trying to play Saheeli and hoping that they don't have Spell Pierce. They don't have Spell Pierce! Hooray! And if it's a control deck, we are in a very good spot right now, because Saheeli just churning out those delicious tokens. And is that control or mid-range? I'm not sure. Okay. That's still not a sign of control or mid-range, but I am thinking it's more of a control deck. Yeah, of course, Finale of Promise. Good idea. And he seems to have enough lands, which is nice for him. And yeah, well, talking about spells, let's try to cast our Crackling Drake once he has his shields down. And immediately get cast down, I guess. Ooh, Interplanar B. Is this the Esper Planeswalker deck? That would be interesting. Okay, what are we going to do now? Let's chart a course first. Hello. Wait a second. What do I want to do? I need something to bin with Tormenting Voice, so let's go with... if this is the Esper Planeswalker deck, they don't have creatures I want to hit with Lava Coil, so I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm not an... I'm a lucky idiot. Phew! Close one! Almost made a fool out of myself by not playing the land, so I had to tap the red mana with only blue mana in hand. Yikes! Close one. So let's see. Do you want to kill Saheeli, and with what do you want to kill Saheeli? Hello? What are you doing? Show me what you got. Okay, Kasmina. Fine for now, but if he minuses her, dead to Phoenix. So not even going to be mad. The problem is that he has 2 interplanar beacons, so everything he does now will gain him life. Why would you do that? Let's play this for now. Attack, kill Kasmina. Because with just pressure from 1 Phoenix we are most likely not going to win the race, and this means we have to take this hopefully a little longer and then resolve a big Drake and then copy said Drake, and hopefully be able to hit with the Phoenix and the copied servo and stuff. So, fingers crossed. What are you doing now? He threw away Liliana, so he most likely... Yeah, Fairy. Interesting. I'm pretty sure you won't be minusing that. Yes. But that also gives us another chance of showing off why this deck is so nice. Let's draw first. Ooh. Sadly, we don't have another spell, so going to hardcast this and go in the face of the fairy. Going to outvalue him hard. Don't need to play a land because we need stuff to discard, and 6 mana should be well enough, unless we somehow want to bank on drawing our second finale and casting it for 12 mana, which we are nowhere near right now, and I'm pretty sure that's not what we want to be doing here. So, speaking of wanting to do stuff, search for a Skanta with 6, could be problematic. And I think we should be minusing turns. God damn it. Well, never mind. You only can copy those, bounce those. We are going to start copying the tokens and then start to get in for a little bit of damage, or rather a little bit of more damage. Play the Electromancer because why the hell not? And now he gets to flip his Ascanta, which is not good. Turn target creature on his hand basically destroys one of our copied phoenixes. Not the worst thing to happen. Wait, didn't he? Why didn't he flip that? That's interesting. Not sure what to make of that, to be honest. What's his plan here? Sure. Gain some life again. Make another 2/2, which is also fine. That's not where we want to attack. Pass and... Our turn. A Beacon Bolt. Do we want to cast 2 of those and then go ham? I think that's exactly what we want to do. Kill that one. Kill that one. Oh, wait. Oh. Right, Kasmina. Okay. Wait. Ooh, I'm so smart sometimes. Should have done that earlier. But still, that's working. So, everything in the face except you. You go there. Also, little mistake there. Should have copied one of the servos that had that could attack, but what you gonna do? Also, still not sure why he threw away Liliana. I mean, probably the right decision, considering I have a million servos that I can sacrifice rather than any important creatures. But I really like this game, even if we are not going to win in the end. fingers crossed that we will. This showed off perfectly why the Izzet Phoenix deck is so good right now. Speaking of, like, we have it right here. The Planeswalker meta just can't handle it. Going for another victory, and we get Bond of Passion. Interesting. Let's go for one last game and have a look at what we are playing against. Pretty interesting that we haven't ran into mono red right now. I was under the impression that red is still a huge part of the meta, especially with the tech of the... what's it called? Prophet? The 2-mana 1/3 that gets +1/+0 and scry 1 when you cast instant or sorcery spell. Which I have seen replace the... yeah, Thought Erasure, another Esper list. I have seen replace the 3/3, what's it called? Goblin Chainwhirler. So interesting stuff happening there. And if you are again the Esper Planeswalker deck, that would be fun as hell. Let's discovery into something. Yeah, Beacon Bolt not what we want, land neither. So off you go, and another land. Well, at least we are minimizing our chances of drawing more lands. And yeah, that doesn't really matter much. Okay, Radical Idea, sure, one cast of that. Gone. Down the bin, and another tapped land item. Yeah, oh, it doesn't even tap. Okay, let's play another island. Cast this, and into Crackling Drake, finally. Problem is going to be...
I know my responsibility.
okay, since he doesn't have a Narset out yet, Crackling Drake not the worst right now. Ooh. That's mighty bold of you. That, like, either this was a big mistake or he has another way of dealing with the Crackling Drake, like another Teferi, for example. Or he thinks that I'm a version that doesn't play Crackling Drake, in which... well, I'm not sure if it was...
No,
well, he could have removal. He's Esper, so I'm quite sure I'm overthinking that right now. So, what are you doing? What do you have? Show me what... Calm? That's interesting. What are you... oh, dampenings. Ooh. You are one sneaky motherfucker. So the problem is... next turn, up to one turn, one creature effort because... I guess I want to... kill Teferi still. I mean, why wouldn't I? And now let's draw some stuff. Tormenting Voice, why not? We have so much in our graveyard to be able to discard Phoenixes should we draw them. And another thing he's searching for. Not sure what. I mean, yes, the Dampening Sphere keeps us from comboing off, but we do have Finale of Promise, which is already helpful in that. So I guess we can have one Phoenix turn. Also, we do have 6 lands in play already. And with the Electromancer, could work. So what are you searching for? What is that even? Script, Sangre, Exile Tower card from Grave. Okay. Sure. That is working against us right now, but I can just lava call that. Ooh. That's problematic.
I'm known for my excellent type. You need to take a time out.
Yes, I want to draw a shock, please. I want to draw a shock, please. Anything. Oh boy. Once again, the deck is not helpful. Like, already halfway through, not a single Phoenix.
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine.
Okay. That I could have seen coming as well. Huh? Oh, okay. Like, do you have another one? Or removal all of a sudden? So what are you going to do? Sacrifice it right away? I still have the lava coil that I don't have any use for otherwise. And Electromancer. Let's see what we draw. Another land. Obviously. Oh, that costs 3 now. Sure, have a land. Playing against Dampening Sphere is hard.
No time for a break.
Yep, and unless we manage to pull the Phoenixes out of our arse now, I'm not even sure if I would be able to play them.
Say hello to my little friend.
So the interesting thing about this is that it's a best of 1 deck, because the sideboard most likely only consists of some hail artifacts. I don't see this being any good in best of 3 because it basically can't adapt to anything. And let's not play a spell now and hope that this survives. Oh, he's searching for another thing?
My
What can that be?
counting on me.
Ah! Yes. That wins against us. Yeah, let's just... Okay. So, yeah, once again, that deck is a best of 1, so... And we were plenty unlucky. If we had just gotten 1 or 2 Phoenixes, like, what would he have done? His Planeswalker's dead immediately. Yes, well, he could have exiled one of them, but then again, we had the Lava Call in hand the whole time, so... Yeah. Let's leave it at that. Phoenixes, we had one game that showed exactly how this is good, and we had a game that showed how it should have been good, but just didn't draw anything. I mean, half of the deck, 1 Crackling Drake, no Saheeli, no Phoenix, no Shock. How am I supposed to work with that game? Ah, well, anyway, that's it for today. If you have anything, questions, comments, whatever, leave them down below the video. Also, it would be very nice of you to subscribe and like the videos to give me a little edge in the YouTube algorithm game, or even if you like my stuff, don't miss anything anymore. So yeah, that's it for today. Have fun. May the lucks always be in your favor. May the draws always be in your favor. And if not, that's just variance.